Grace is God's unmerited favor for us, His crazy love. And the truth is, many times we struggle understanding it. If you find yourself struggling to understand God's grace, don't beat yourself up. Even the disciples struggled with understanding grace.
Jesus, is that you? You're alive. I can't believe you're alive. Okay, I was in the boat and I wasn't catching any fish, okay? But I heard this voice and the voice said, cast your net to the other side. And so I'm thinking, I'm a fisherman, I know what I'm doing, but I'm not catching any fish, you know? And so I throw that net over there and then a gaggle of fish pop into that net and I'm going, this is a total miracle. Who could have done that? I need to know who told me to throw the net to the other side. And boom, I look up and I mean, there is you. You're looking at me on the seashore going, it is I, the Lord, and you're alive. I can't believe you're alive. This is awesome. Andrew, get out of the boat. Come on.
Peter.
Yeah.
Do you love me?
Yes, I love you. I love you. You're alive. This is so great.
Good, then feed my sheep.
Andrew, get out of the boat. Come on, man. It's him.
Peter.
Yeah.
Do you love me?
I love you, yes. And I'm so sorry about that rooster clucking. I had no idea what that meant, but I do now. I'm better for it, all right? Okay?
Then feed my sheep.
Andrew, I'm smiling, but I'm serious. Come on, get out of the boat. It's him.
Peter.
Yeah.
Do you love me?
Jesus, mere words cannot describe the passion that I have for you. I love you. You know everything. I love you.
Good. Good. Then feed my sheep.
I didn't even know you had livestock. That is so like you, though. There's something new about you all the time. That's what I love about you.
Peter,
Yeah.
do you remember the morning the ladies went to the tomb?
Yeah. We're all in the upper room trying to figure out what to do next, you know, because we thought you were dead. You know, you were dead, you know, and we're trying to figure all that out, you know. And Mary comes running up, and Mary's like saying, beehive, beehive, beehive. And I'm thinking, I'm allergic to bees. Like, keep them out, you know what I'm saying? But as she kept getting closer, I heard her correctly. She was saying, he's alive, he's alive, he's alive. And we're going, who's alive, who's alive? And she said, she was at the tomb, and the tomb was empty, and she said that there was an angel there, and the angel said, go tell the disciples and Peter that everything is okay, he is risen. And so me and John, we hightailed it down there, and if John says he beat me, he's totally lying, all right? I beat him, FYI, all right, you know? And we get down there, and I'm looking in that tomb, and it is empty. There's nothing in there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what does this mean? What does this mean? And John is right there. John is so good with words. He should write a book. He is so good with words. And John said, don't you get it, Peter? This is everything Jesus said he was going to do, and you did it, and it's done. Let's go. This is so great.
Wait, the angel said what?
Go tell the disciples and Peter that everything is okay. He is risen. You've risen. Let's go.
He said what?
Go tell the disciples and Peter. Go tell the disciples and Peter. You said my name. Why did you say my name?
Peter, that's grace.
No, I don't deserve that, because that night people kept coming up to me asking me if I belonged to you, if I was with you, and I kept denying you left and right, all right? No, it'll take me my whole life to make up for what I did. It was unforgivable for what I did.
No. What I did on the cross was meant to take what is unforgivable and make it forgivable. That's my grace. It's not about you. It's always about me. That's grace, Peter.
As we continue our series, The Waiting Room, today, we return again to John's Gospel and another story of the risen Jesus appearing to his disciples, but this time on a beach at sunrise. And early in the story, in chapter 20, John tells us that Jesus has given his disciples a special but strange task. They are to work for him. They're to be filled with God's breath and sent out into the world just like Jesus was, to share his good news with others. But if they try to do it by themselves, they're going to fail. And as they discover in today's story, if they try and do this work that Jesus has given them by themselves, it'll be like going out fishing all night long in their boats, but catching absolutely nothing. The only way they can do this work that Jesus has given them is to admit that they can't do it by themselves, and to listen to Jesus' voice afresh, and to do what he tells them. And if they do that, well, who knows what's possible? So here are the disciples in today's story trying to move on with their lives, heading back to their homes on the shores of Lake Galilee, and back to the one thing they know best, fishing. And we join them out on the water after a lousy night's fishing where they've caught absolutely nothing, not even a bite. It's early morning and the sun is starting to rise when a man appears on the shore and calls out to them. "Friends," he says, "haven't you any fish?" "None," they say. "Well, throw your nets on the other side of the boat and you'll find some." Who knows why, but they did what the man said. Maybe they remembered another time when they had fished all night and caught nothing, only for Jesus to show up and turn their lousy night into such a catch of fish that their nets could hardly handle the weight. Did they know now who this man on the beach was? Could it be Jesus? Was it about to happen again? Well, when they do throw their nets onto the other side of the boat, just as the man has told them, the nets fill with so many fish they can hardly drag the nets back up into the boat. And it's at that point where one of them realizes who it is. "It's the Lord," he shouts. And at this, Peter is off. He jumps out of the boat into the water and makes his way back to shore, leaving the others to drag in the boat and the net full of fish. When they get to the shore, they find Jesus sitting by a fire, cooking breakfast. And he invites them to bring some of their fish to cook as well. But this fire wasn't made of wood. No, Jesus' fire was made from charcoal. Interesting detail. Why does the storyteller John decide to tell us that this fire is a charcoal fire? It may seem pretty unimportant, but actually it's really significant. For one person sitting around that fire, charcoal brought back some painful memories. I wonder if you can guess who that may have been. That's right, it was Peter. You see, John wants us to notice something. The word charcoal is only used in one other time in the whole of the New Testament. Can you guess where? It's used to describe the fire in the courtyard of the high priest's house, where the servants are warming their hands on the night where Jesus is arrested and put on trial. And it's beside that same fire where Peter denies Jesus 3 times. I wonder if Peter, when smelling the smell of charcoal on his hands, remembered that night, not that many nights ago, when he denied knowing Jesus. And not even the resurrection, not even having seen Jesus alive again, could erase that painful memory for Peter. And I guess nothing could, except for Peter to revisit that and to allow God to heal him from it once and for all. And that's exactly what Jesus is about to do. He's about to take Peter's failures and betrayal and brokenness and do something with it. Something wonderful and magnificent.